Hey, hello creative minds. Welcome to YouTube channel. This is the second part of pulling action. In first part, we did pulling action. Over there, we talked about preparation for character animation, how to dissect, how to prepare our file for character animation. If you have not watched the first video, I suggest go back, check the first video and come back to this part 2. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how animation principle work, how classical tween help us to create amazing character animation. A gentle reminder for you, watch the entire video. In the end, there is a useful tip for you which will help you for your career. So let's get started. Okay, over here we ended first part. So let me add frames. Let me press F5 to add frames and let me label it 1. Putting another keyframe and labeling it 2. Now creating another pose little ahead using pose to pose animation principle. Now this feet will remain there. We have to adjust the leg because that feet or that leg pulling entire weight. Now let's move the upper body. Back feet will remain there. Now let's work on this pose. Let's make it little strong. Adding few rotations, strong posing, one of animation principle. Let's rotate hands. Let's bring it close. Remember, in limited animation, your strong posing is very important. That's why you have to make this pose very strong. Let's make this style little straight as per gravity. Now here is a glitch, we need to fix it now. Adjusting as per pose. Now it's time to do technical check. Let's add classical tween for symbols and shape tween for neck shadow. Symbols are moving properly. There are few breakups, we will fix it. Now let's add in between little bounce in the body. This is a passing pose, so there has to be bounce. One simple method while using classical tween: come in the center, add keyframes and then adjust the pose. You will get exact center pose. Obviously you have to work on it, but you will get the very close pose. Back feet will remain there because that feet has to be firm to pull entire weight. Let's do adjustment for strong pose. Few adjustments, few rotations which are required. After some time, we will fix these knee joints. Few adjustments in passing pose. If you are observing, first I am doing pose to pose, then technical check. If there are few requirements to fix the pose, I am fixing that and then I am moving ahead. This is the process. Now let's work on next passing pose. This feet will remain there and the entire body will move. Now over here I want to mention one thing. Right now we are creating strong posing. So for strong posing, your strong observations are very important. Then only you can bring that acting, drama in your animation. And for that, drawing will help you. Your observations will help you. If you want to improve your sketching skills, CSS have advanced sketching course. You can check the details on website. Now here I am taking an advantage of animate CC. I am borrowing leg position from first key pose. According to that I am doing body adjustment which is suitable for that leg, doing some adjustments. Now polishing the pose. Over here one thing is very clear to me, that back leg will remain there and according to that other body parts will move or we have to adjust it. Now let's add classical tween and shape tween for shadow. Let's add in between, doing technical check, everything is working or not. Everything is working, so we need to fix this pose. So now this will be the passing pose. Let's add little bounce. For passing pose, bounce is required. Because of bounce, it will look natural. According to that, we are adjusting body and other parts. Little body turn to make that pose strong. If this pose is strong, then it will create an impact. Adjusting the shadow. Now few more adjustments in pose, in legs. Now over here again I'm repeating, your observations matter a lot, and this is real-time check. So this is our basic steps. Definitely we need to add more animation principles like follow through, anticipation, all these things are there. So we'll go step by step. We can add timing over here. So over here I use different technique. I put keyframes on second frame and then I increased frames. Because of these frames and keyframe, it gets slow down. Here we'll create anticipation pose. Now anticipation pose is a must. It gives an idea to audience what will happen next. It enhances the struggle. Of course we need to work out the pose little bit, that he's bending down and he's trying really hard to pull, and after that once he collect the strength, then he able to pull the entire heavy weight. So fixing all these things to enhance the pose. After adding anticipation, let's fix up these parts. Little adjustments. Over here doing some adjustment, the belt should look that it's moving ahead, not backward. Now let's add in between over here to fix all these detachment or dislocated body parts. Now let's work on tie, follow through. Gravity has to be there, so this will be straight. Now let's work on this in between. Let's rotate this head to make that struggle more intense. Let's fix the positions. If you observe the process which I am using, first I am doing pose to pose drawing, then I am putting in betweens. Classical tween give me a little close pose, so I can add the keyframe and fix the dislocated parts. Now checking the sequence, and now here I feel that over here we can add little timing, adding a keyframe and increasing little bit so it will get slow. Again adjusting body parts. Now next keyframe, adding a label so it keep me organized. Moving ahead, few adjustment. It's a passing pose, so doing adjustment which are required, little up and adjustments in leg. Front feet will remain there, according to that adjusting the other body parts. Over here, let's add little timing by adding F5. Also copying same position for feet, so that stretch will enhance. Now let's take a look in real time. Here let's reduce a time little bit. Here we require few more frames to enhance the struggle. Again, I am adjusting the timing over here. This is the process which will happen after key posing in between. Then I am working on timing. So over here I am doing a lot of changes in timings. Depend on the action, we need to adjust the timings. Again, the making this pose little strong, and to do this your observations will help you. And if you want to improve your observations, drawing can be one strong support system for you. If you want to enhance your sketching practice, CSMC have strong training support. You can check it out on our website for more details. Checking the sequence once again. Now we are come to end point of this tutorial. Over here we are going to do polishing. So wherever the timing is need to be adjusted or making certain pose more strong, all things will come here. But for that, what you need to do is first check it technically. After that, do the creative changes. Again check, see if it's working or not. And if it's required, do the polishing again. So this is the process which generally follow in production. Now let's start to work on tie. Over here we will use shape twin. Now I'm inside the symbol and doing adjustment. I'm not playing with rotation, I'm just managing the shape like this. Outside I did the rotation or the adjustment of that tie. Here inside movement which I created by shape twin, it's supposed to sync outside. So over here I am removing classical twin and again I am applying and clicking on sync symbols. So inside shape movement will sync with outside movement, which is classical twin. Removing unnecessary classical twin. Yes, it's syncing now. Sync symbol is a one of important feature which is required for character animation. For this I will make another tutorial and share with you. Now let's work on other details to enhance the animation. Now we'll work on face expression, which is an essential part of character animation. So this character already have decent expression of struggle, but right now it's a single frame. So let's animate face also. To add animation in the face, we require each and every element on different layer. Outside the head, on frame number 6, body has turned. On 6th frame, let's change the expression. Using brush tool to do that expression. Applying little smoothness and few editing. Same thing with second eye. Did drawing and after that little bit smoothness. To make that expression more intense, working on eyebrows, little down, this will add more emotions. These are small things, but when you are doing combinations of face expressions as well as strong body poses. It will create a magic, it will add life in your animation. Now let's check in real time. Now keeping same frame outside to check the action. Now let's work on this shadow part. Let's adjust it first, repositioning it. Now over here it's changing. Shape tuning is not working as we expect because of nodes. So over here we have to work smartly. So first let's position it properly. If you want to use shape twin, or if you want to take full advantage of shape twin, then you have to understand how nodes work, because this system is totally depend on nodes placement. Sometimes shape twinning is little tricky, but the over a period or over the experience you will get a command of on it. But on the other hand, animate CC have shape hint feature which supports to adjust nodes, but right now we don't require that support. Now we are done with shadow and let's work on mouth expression to add more drama. Now over here I want to mention one thing. While doing these kind of changes or these kind of additions, not changes, you have to maintain the graphic style. That graphic or that character design has to be look same. It should be part of that design. And if you are not clear about the design, then take help from character designer or animation director. They will definitely help you to maintain the graphic style of that character. Now let's take a look, and over here I am getting that feel that body action and mouth expressions are not in sync. So let's remove classical twin and again create a classical twin, and let's apply sync symbol. Yes, now expression got synced with body movement. Now let me add same frame count which is outside. Frame count has to be same on every stage. Now over here, let's make this anticipation more intense. For that I am adding frames and I'm pressing Alt, so legs will remain there, so body will get stretched out. Few adjustment like rotation, placement to enhance the anticipation. Now again we need to adjust the shadow because we added anticipation. This time I have to be very careful to work with shape twin. Let's adjust this and see the result. Now it's changing again, so we'll fix it. To fix this issue, as I said earlier, shape twin works with nodes. So if you do little bit adjustments with node, it will get sorted out. And yes, it works over here. Now let's do few enhancements, few timing changes. Let's add hold over here. Over here also let's add little hold, few frames. Here as well. So I am making a copy of this position and shifting over here to enhance the animation. Again, little space for that position.
Now over here I want to mention we did the entire animation, and these are the enhancements we are doing to add more expressions. So this is an important step where you can enhance your animation, but for this enhancements you have to have good observations. Now let's add more space over here, let's add hold over here, let's label it. This structured work will definitely improve your level of animation or improve your quality. Now let's take a look on real-time animation. Okay, so still there is a scope for improvement. So let's work on few timings and head rotations. Now because of these timing additions, we have to adjust timings of facial expressions. Here let's copy the previous expression and addition of few frames. We did the syncing part, so it's got automatically synced with body movement. Now here let's squeeze this box to bring the feel of that box is so heavy. So now let's work on tie. So over here we will enhance the follow through. Now this tie movement is totally depend on torso and neck movement. So the action has to be happened little late after the torso and neck movement. This is how follow through happen. Now in the end, let's add secondary action, little movement, so it will get enhanced. And yeah, we are done with the pulling action. So let's export now. Now export the video or create a video file is an essential step. Because of that you can share your animation, right? So let's learn about the export. Go to file menu, click on export, export video or media. This box will pop up, and over here you have to select the path, but before that you have to set the format which you want. Animate CC gave us lot of options to export the file like PNG, TGA, audio file, video file. So you have to select appropriate file format which your editor or compositor asked for. Then only you can export it. So right now we'll go with QuickTime, and these are few codecs. Now we'll go with Apple ProRes. This codec is little technical one but essential step. Basically these codecs are responsible for your file size, resolution, the quality of your video or the purpose of video. So depend on you have to select it. So I recommend always ask your team lead or editor which codec he or she require. After that set the saving path and export it. And yes, our export is done. Let's see the output. So this is our final output. This man have heavy workload and he's struggling with it. So this is what we done.
I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and you learned a lot from this tutorial. Now it's a time for a tip. Always remember, before you start any animation, get clarity of all technical things like what will be the file ratio, what format you're supposed to deliver. This will help you a lot. Because of that, your delivery will be smooth. Your file handover, delivery of your work will be smooth. Take all technical details before you start the project. Another thing, if you have not subscribed yet to this channel, subscribe right now. Also, on our website, we kept a lot of useful stuff which will definitely help you in your career. Stay connected and happy learning.